Well, Rocket League after this, so let's begin.
Welcome to Namely 90s. Wow. The podcast that takes you back to the time before smartphones, Google, and Y2K. Join your hosts as they relive the pop culture that shaped a generation and the parts that many people wish they could forget. Listen in to the conversation about how the decade defined those who spent their childhood there and how it shaped them as adults. So, turn down the grunge and dial up the internet. Let's get started. It's time for Namely 90s.
That's right. You're listening to Namely 90s. My name's Andrew, and over there is Brandon.
That's me.
You can find us online at namely90s.com or on Instagram and Bluesky at namely90s. You can also find us on YouTube every Monday at youtube.com/@namely90s. And if you'd like to support the show, head over to patreon.com/namely90s, also the 90s, to get signed up for one of our support levels and send us to Vegas before this humble little podcast ends in May.
Final show from Vegas.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Don't know how I'm getting time off or affording it, but yeah.
Yeah, right. Same.
To be an adult. Be an adult.
Yes. What's that?
I don't know.
Speaking of, the world's on fire.
This is fine.
It's raining here, but
I mean, judges are starting to block things.
Good, but how? Like he's blitzkrieging, so it's like you can't stay on top of everything.
True, but at least like there's some checks and balances are coming in. Like, we can't just shut things down and close stuff. And
well, I mean, you can until eventually things catch up with them.
But just the fact, like let's trust Elon Musk, the guy who took Twitter and made it worse. Yeah. How could you make Twitter worse than it was?
Yes, let's take a South African national and put him in charge of our government.
How could you make Twitter worse? Like, how did he even manage that?
Yeah. Because I just believe in free speech.
Yeah. You got to get those Alex Jones bots on there to start saying weird stuff. Truth Social, et cetera.
On the flip side, well, do you have more on this?
I don't know. Are you making your reservations for the new Gaza Strip hotel? Literally, it's going to be the Las Vegas Strip, but it's going to be the Gaza Strip. It's asinine, the whole thing.
That's what he meant by Riviera. He meant the Riviera Hotel in Las Vegas.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's the thing that's happening. By the way, apparently they're going to be probably tearing down the Circus. So that shared experience of going to the Adventure Dome and getting hepatitis C is going to be lost.
Just by breathing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm fairly sure I smelled, hopefully animal manure in the
when we walked in, it smelled like someone was using perfume to cover up cat piss in carpet.
It smelled like barnyard, like when you go to the Mid-State Fair or at any state fair, and they you get over to the pens with all the animals and livestock. That's what it smelled like, with covered in cigarettes and old people's perfume.
And then the Adventure Dome, where it's like the pink glass or whatever, like the kind of, I don't think that was the color of it originally. I think that's all the cigarette smoke that has discolored the Adventure Dome. It was horrible. And it was kind of humid, and there was that ride, the water ride with the Band-Aid floating in the bottom of the car, and just, oh God.
Ugh, forgot about that.
That guy spat in our eyeballs from the overpass of the sort of water ride roller coaster thing. That was horrible.
I think I blocked that out of my memory. I'm now remembering the Band-Aid, and then I guess we were never at Disneyland together, so that must have been a water ride
we went on a water ride in the Adventure Dome of Circus.
Oh my gosh.
The Gaza Strip Circus, mind you.
Yes. Yeah. Branding.
What is this maniac thinking of?
Do you think he thinks? I don't know if he thinks.
No. Anyway, what else is new?
There's going to be a Buffy reboot or revival.
Interesting.
Revival.
Revival. Thank you. Yeah, revival. That's a different word. Yep.
Yeah.
Revival.
So Sarah Michelle Gellar today, because they announced this a few days ago that they're going to be working a pilot for Hulu. But SMG, Sarah Michelle Gellar, the second original Buffy. The one who really popularized the character. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. I mean, all due respect to Christy Swanson, but yeah.
And all due respect to Kirstie Alley. I mean, I feel like you're about to say Kirstie Alley.
I just learned at trivia that Paul Rubens came out as gay post-mortem in the documentary on Netflix or something. Because he's apparently dead. Paul Rubens, who was in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the movie.
Or is that Paul Pastrami and Rye? Whoa, sandwich joke. Hey-o.
Best known as Pee Wee Herman, the guy that got caught in that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Have we been canceled for last week's episode, by the way?
I mean, the Gestapo's coming after us.
Oh,
probably.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought we until I was putting in our like fun music at the end. I thought we did a very good job of.
Okay, good.
Not
I want to
going
make
over.
sure.
So Sarah Michelle Gellar said this on Instagram today. So you might have heard some news this week, but I realize you haven't heard from me. 3 years ago, I got a call from my dear friend and mentor, Gail Berman. She told me that she wanted me to sit down with Chloe Zhao to hear her take on a potential Buffy revival. I was blown away that Chloe even knew who I was, but as I've always done, I told Gail that I just didn't see a way for the show to exist again. We'd always been aligned on that, but this time I heard something different in her voice. I eventually agreed to go, mainly just to meet Chloe, and our 20-minute coffee quickly turned into a 4-hour adventure. We laughed, we cried, but mostly we both talked about how much this show means to us. While I didn't agree to anything at that meeting, I did shock myself by agreeing to continue the conversation. These conversations did, in fact, continue over the next few years, and eventually we added the incredible Nora and Leela L-I-L-L-A Zuckerman to our little tribe until ultimately one day we landed on an idea. Yeah. She said that word.
Cultural appropriation.
Unfortunately, we live in a... yeah. I was going to say, fortunately, we live in this.
I like how being able to culturally appropriate is like counter DEI in a way. Like it's kind of backwards. It's strange. Anyway,
I've always listened to the fans and heard your desire to revisit Buffy and her world, but it was not something I could do unless I was sure we would get it right. This has been a long process, and it's not over yet. I promise you, we will only make the show if we know we can do it right. And I will tell you that we are on the path there. I feel so lucky to be on this journey with these 4 unbelievably talented women, all of whom love Buffy as much as I do and as much as you do. Thank you to all the fans who never stopped asking for this. This will be for you.
I just want to spoiler alert. It won't be right.
No,
they never get it right. It's not them. It's not the IP. It's just, that's how it works.
How I Met Your Father.
Yeah. Frasier 2. Electric Boogaloo.
It eventually got there. I hope they get that season.
I mean,
3.
and they have to have some of the original cast back at least. I mean, otherwise, why? Why do a revival?
Then they're gonna have to de-age. They're gonna have to de-age David Boreanaz, who's kind of a right-wing nut job at this point. And
is Anthony Stewart Head even alive anymore?
Is he alive?
I don't know.
Last thing I saw him was
he played
Doctor
Jay
Who.
Giles.
Yes.
The Jay Giles band. He played the Jay Giles band.
I mean, to be fair, like he wasn't necessary post season 4.
I liked him though.
Oh yeah, no, great character, but he had nothing to do. He's
70, so he could do it.
Yeah. Well, and then the question is, are they going to say that the quote unquote canon Joss Whedon comics that he wrote, is that story going to be a part of this reboot?
You know what also starts with CAN? Canceled. I would just love this to just take place in high school, as if she just never left high school and is just now in her like late mid 40s or
I mean,
whatever.
they kind of did that for the 7th season where she was like the counselor or whatever.
The college years.
Because the principal,
her sister, played by
Michelle Trachtenberg, Harriet the Spy. Yes.
Yeah.
Who people harass on Instagram when she doesn't fill her cheeks in properly, and they say she's anorexic or something.
She's busy with all those roles in. She got started in House once.
She was on Gossip Girl, apparently.
XOXO.
I remember Euro Trip. Everyone wanted to see Euro Trip because the teaser was her taking her shirt off. Yeah.
Okay. That sounded like 10 minutes, didn't it?
I have 7:30 and we started. I mean, it's probably close. Andrew just wants to play Rocket League.
No, I just, how much can you talk about? I don't know. The Buffy thing will be interesting. I'm sure it'll be on streaming. I'm sure you'll watch it. And I'm sure it won't be that good.
Yeah. Okay, fair. Fair to all of that. Yeah, this brings me to the fact that Emma Caulfield blocked me on Instagram or Twitter.
Who is that?
She was on that played...
Holden Caulfield?
No.
She's just
a bunch of phonies. That's Catcher in the Rye.
Thank you.
Because
that's gonna be the name of my new deli, Ketchup on the Rye.
Her character was she was a demon that Xander married.
Interesting.
What was her name? Anya.
Anya, not Cordelia. Yeah. Cordelia is the other one. Yeah. What about how did she unfollow you? How did that come?
She blocked me. Yeah. Because I don't know. She had a picture of. I don't even remember what it was, but like, I just got Twitter, just started following people, and was like posting on tweets and whatever. And I don't know. She asked like, what do you think I'm afraid of? And like, I just finished watching Buffy, so I'm like, bunnies, because her character is famously afraid of bunnies.
Okay.
And she's like, what? And then I explained, I'm like, well, your character on Buffy was afraid of bunnies. And then I was no longer allowed to follow her for some reason.
That's weird.
Right? I'm still tilted about that because I just remembered it today when I saw she posted a comment on Sarah Michelle Gellar's thing.
What's her name? Emma Caulfield?
Yes, Emma Caulfield.
How's that career going for you?
She was on something I watched at some point.
Wow, then it must be going great.
Yeah, she was like the parent of someone that I watched. The Emma Caulfield. Probably like Karate Kid or
maybe
something.
She had like a stalker or something that was saying stuff like that, and you
probably. I mean, I didn't take it personally because celebs can do it. Oh, she was on WandaVision. That's right.
Okay, haven't seen that.
Oh, it was good. And then more recently, Agatha All Along, because that was kind of a sequel. She was Daddy. Yeah.
Well, that's undoubtedly 10 minutes.
That is definitely 10 minutes.
Sorry, I'm freezing my nads off here. That's the other reason I'm like, the heater is going. I'm going to have to jog in place.
Yeah. You can see Andrew bounce around at youtube.com/@namely90s. Speaking of reboots, we're just filling out some of these episodes with boots or reboots because something else that I want to talk about. I think I've talked about it on the podcast before. The Karate Kid. And just to tie it in the 90s, the next Karate Kid, which came out in 1994. Andrew, you like the Karate Kid now, kind of. You like Cobra Kai.
Well, I've not seen the original movie.
I will kill you.
Except clips from inside of Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
And somehow, even though I liked Cobra Kai and got into it, like I haven't brought myself to watch this newest season.
I haven't watched it yet either because they released it in 3 parts. And the 3rd part comes out this Thursday, February 13th. So
honestly, I just lost steam on it because like if it had been there, I should have watched it all the way through, but it just took too long. I mean, honestly,
they took a lot of time between seasons, and I don't know. I think you should come back to it at some point just because
but the kids from that show are now they're in retirement homes. They can now get a senior discount.
I mean, they're still younger than us.
Just.
Yes. One has diabetes.
Oh no.
I'll let you guess which one.
Brimley was in this.
Yes. Okay. Mary Mauser was she plays
diabetic.
Daniels. She is diabetic, yes. Type 1, I believe.
Then she's been diabetic the whole time then.
Yes, but she came out as diabetic during season 3.
As diabetic? What the hell are you talking about?
Well, like publicly talking about her diabetes and whatever.
Oh gosh.
Sorry, she was born May 9th, 1996. So she's 7 years younger than me. Almost to the day. Also, she was in Final Fantasy VII Avid Children as a voice. What the heck?
I mean, anyway, I like the show.
Additional.
No,
voices.
I have not watched the movies though.
She was in Tarzan 2. She was in Son of the Mask. Do you remember Son of the Mask, Andrew?
It was stupid when the dog with the mask on. No, I don't remember that.
Yeah. Thank you for remembering that line. We're hitting all those classic namely 90s lines. But yes, the next Karate Kid starred Hilary Swank and replacing Ralph Macchio as the Karate Kid. Pat Morita reprises his role as Mr. Miyagi. And then it gets a little dark. So let's watch this. Yeah, are you
sure?
We're gonna do a little trailer. I might have to skip forward because there's a lot of just what's the term? Title cards. Yeah,
title
cards
from the producers who brought you the Karate Kid.
All right, and it's 360. So
that horse has wings.
Yeah. Not a good start.
Focus. Oh. This is Don LaFontaine.
Oh, yeah. So that's Karate Kid 2. That's Karate Kid 3.
But nothing can prepare him for the next Karate Kid.
Yeah. And that's Hilary Swank.
Oh, the music.
Yeah, so 90s.
Who is that guy?
Her boyfriend, I guess?
She's like no student he's ever had.
She has boobs.
Are you crazy? You have much to learn about the girl. Oh, it's easier. He's like no
pantyhose.
teacher she's ever seen.
Oh, yeah. Teaches her to dance with punching.
They'll face a challenge.
You start hanging out with me and my friends.
Oh, geez, that guy, like the bulge situation with that guy.
Yeah. So, like, those guys are like straight up SAers.
It's just a bunch of dudes like at night trying to assault a woman. Good. I'm glad things have improved. Oh, wait.
With a new generation.
Let me fight him.
Like, quite literally, their goal is to SA her.
Yeah.
Don't teach that kind of stuff, girls, Jim.
Yeah.
Why are there so many explosions?
Karate Kid.
That very much gives me Passion of the Christ 2 vibes. Like that's what that trailer is what Passion of the Christ 2 is based
on. Michael Ironside is in there as like the mentor to the villains. Like it's crazy, man.
Yeah, I know Michael Ironside guest star from ER for a few episode arc.
And so that was from what do you call it? That was the trailer for Karate Kid, the next Karate Kid, which is the 4th movie in the Karate Kid franchise. It is the only Karate Kid movie from the 90s. It was the first movie without Ralph Macchio in the lead role as Daniel LaRusso. It was critically panned upon release, although many critics praised the performance of Morita and Swank, and is still considered to be her breakout role. It was like one of her first acting roles.
It does bring me back to that debate on The Office, though, where it's like, does anyone know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know that's like offensive to objectify someone to that degree, but It was a pretty funny joke. And I do think it's a very divisive question.
To be fair, Family Guy did it first.
Oh, true.
With the Stewie's like, the only milk that you can have is from Hilary Swank's breasts or whatever. And then Peter shows up at her door. He's like, listen, I don't want to be here, but I need the cereal. I just poured this bowl of cereal and I need some milk. Anyway.
All right. We'll see how that is.
Yeah, it has an approval of 7% on Rotten Tomatoes, an average score of 3.8 out of 10 based on 29 reviews. It's noteworthy for giving audiences the chance to see a pre-Oscars Hilary Swank, but other than a typically solid performance from Pat Morita, it's an unnecessary fourth installment in the franchise with very little to offer. Yeah, it's somehow CinemaScore gave it a B+, but you know,
why were there so many explosions?
I did a Namely 90s minute on this, and it's like the plot is Miyagi travels to Arlington National Cemetery for a commendation for Japanese Americans who fought in the World War II on our side. And let's see, he meets the widow of his commanding officer, and then she has like a granddaughter, Julie, played by Hilary Swank, a teen struggling with anger issues due to her parents' death in a car accident, and which leads to friction between her and her grandmother. So she sneaks into school to take care of a hawk or something, and then all those walking essays are definitely they're like they're a security, they're like the school's security fraternity, the Alpha Elite. And they're run by Michael Ironside's character, and one of them like thinks that Hilary Swank's hot and then tries to assault her at school during the day.
I mean, I guess the only thing that's good is like the satisfying amount of face kicking that probably ensues after that.
Yep, from all of those strange angles that we saw in the trailer.
Versus like Cobra Kai, where they're just like, we're in high school, let's kick each other in the mouth. Like, versus,
off
at least she's
the balcony,
being attacked, like legitimately attacked.
Yeah,
you know?
because she's being overpowered by
that sounded bad. At least she's being legitimately attacked. What I meant to say is like, no. In Cobra Kai, they're just kicking each other in the head for like no apparent reason.
It was a school fight.
Yeah.
Whereas she's being sexually assaulted in the principal's office.
Meanwhile, everyone's got CTE like at 20 years old at that school.
Yeah. Little CRT. But
it doesn't exist.
Well, not in this America anymore. But yeah, and then it ends with like Hilary Swank beating up all the boys, and then Mr. Miyagi takes out Michael Ironside, who then blows up for some reason.
It was secretly directed by Michael Bay.
It kind of feels like it. Other notable people in this film: Walter Goggins from The Shield, Justified.
Okay,
you might. He's one of the people, and that's about it.
So what do we have for a reboot then?
So I was gonna make this really hard on you and do the 2004 Jackie Chan Karate Kid reboot, but a trailer just came out for a movie that's dropping in May 25th, which I believe is right after our final episode or right before. And have you seen this? Have you seen this trailer yet?
You know, I have not. I have not actually. I've heard of it. I know of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
I haven't seen it yet either, so this will be my first time experience it. This is the trailer for Karate Kid Legends, and I'm excited, even though they are folding in the Jackie Chan movie as well. So
the other guy did die. So
Jackie Chan,
Morita.
Yeah, I mean, yes, but
there has to be a token Asian master,
I guess. But you know, white guy Daniel LaRusso is supposed to be the master now.
True.
Anyways, let's go.
Ooh. Our traditions are rooted in history.
Kung Fu versus Karate.
Kung Fu.
I just expected Chris Tucker to come onto the screen and be like,
Karate. The tree grows strong.
That dude.
ouch.
And then we have
You
Miyagi,
Mr.
please.
Miyagi?
I did not come looking for Sensei Miyagi. I came looking for you.
Is it the same house from Cobra Kai?
Yeah.
It looks like it. That's
Yep.
cool.
Well, it's Mr. Miyagi's house.
Well, I know, but like they reset. I mean, yeah, obviously
Remade
they
it,
had to.
yeah.
Yeah. Could be a different
You
set.
have only one
Could be.
question. Is it worth fighting for it? Or not?
Okay, this is interesting.
Lee means to me what you meant to Sensei Miyagi.
Okay.
I'm doing this for all of us. Whatever it takes.
So he knows Kung Fu
2 branches,
I know Kung Fu.
and then becomes a karate master.
1 tree.
All right.
Interesting.
I would consider that more of a teaser than a trailer.
Right? Same.
You know, I kind of thought I knew what my answer was going to be, but now I'm
Same.
a little bit unsure.
That one was a little too serious. I'm gonna be.
It didn't look that good.
No, it looked better than Jackie Chan's Karate Kid.
I think the problem is it was too much of a teaser, and I feel like that's kind of what they started doing now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure they'll release like a 2-minute trailer at some point. Nearer
That was
to
a
the end
2-minute
release.
trailer.
Ooh, ooh.
It probably will come out over this weekend, which is a Super Bowl weekend. So maybe maybe by the time you're listening to this, there's a new trailer.
The other thing though is I think what makes Cobra Kai so good is like the comic relief
Yes.
aspect of it, and it's a little bit campy.
Which
Whereas
is
this
what
almost-
made the first two or three
This
good
seems
too.
as if it might be taking itself a little too seriously, unless they're
Mhm.
just omitting those parts from the trailer.
To make it look cool. Yeah, I agree. It does say it's a martial arts drama film.
Yeah, I don't think Cobra Kai would have been as successful as it was without Zabka's character being reprising his role. Like I think that was a huge part of that show.
Yeah, I mean
So-
he is the main character of Cobra Kai, or was, at least for the first season.
Yeah, so
Um,
I don't know. I mean, oh gosh, but if I had to choose which one to watch,
Mm-hmm. Well, let me give you a little background on Karate Kid's Legends. All we know so far is that it's placed 3 years after the events of the final season of Cobra Kai, which you and I haven't seen yet, so we don't know what that means. Other than the last teaser I saw was they were going to the World Martial Arts Tournament, or whatever the equivalent of that is for karate. And then it's the 6th film in the franchise. It's starring Jackie Chan, Ralph Macchio, and introduce Ben Wang as the main lead for this film, alongside Joshua Jackson, who,
the guy from Dawson's Creek.
yeah, you were correct. Ming-Na Wen, who,
Oh yeah,
Mulan,
of course,
among other
ER fame.
things.
I have to. I
Yep.
always have to say, throw that out.
ER
there.
fame, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and then Sadie Stanley, who I'm not familiar with, but she was
She's actually of the Insulated Cup dynasty.
she was also Bria B in The Goldbergs. If that's
That is a show I literally could not bear to watch a single second of.
I don't watch it personally, but I've seen an episode or two. Yeah. And then so this merges. So it serves as a sequel to the original films, along with merging the Macchio and Chan films, and merging it with Cobra Kai as well into a single universe. They sent out a casting call for Ben Wang's character. because it was like a worldwide open casting call to find a new unknown star for the role.
It doesn't, by the way, really integrate with Cobra Kai
because it's 3 years after.
You actually could have, other than probably a few like story elements from Larissa's story, like you probably could have made the movie without Cobra Kai entirely, based on. Yeah, so I don't know.
And they most likely did because it's a different writing team. But they did push it back twice so that the final season of Cobra Kai can air without it interfering with this film. All
right.
Yeah. So,
gun to head.
And I have seen the next Karate Kid, so I
honestly, it looks like a snooze fest. I would probably watch the original, or not the original, but the 94. I mean, look at those explosions. Look at those bulges. I mean, it was spectacular. Very
of its time, and it does have that humor that you want, but also a little too rapey. I'm sorry.
No, I know that, but like, I mean, at least there's some adequate ass kicking of those people, which I feel like we need in our society right now.
And there is a lot of like, ooh, Hillary Swank's a girl. I don't understand how to girl.
I just F due process. Let's start kicking these predators in the face.
True.
Like time of, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So you've picked the next Karate Kid for Boot or Reboot.
I have. And as a secret that you've been saving this the whole time. For the last episode, you're gonna make me watch all of these that I've chosen and report back.
Which we're starting this month, Andrew. Congratulations. You got to get that done before we do the final episode. That's Andrew's pick. Seeing as I've seen the next Karate Kid at least twice, all the way through, plus I had to do Boot or Reboot for it.
Yeah, I mean, I did have the thought of, wait, isn't Jackie Chan Chinese? Like, not to say you can't learn the martial art of another country.
Yeah.
But
well, the whole reason his Karate Kid movie was called The Karate Kid was because Jaden Smith's character was bullied in China and they called him Karate Kid for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Kung Fu Kid doesn't, actually that has a ring to it.
And they could have named it that.
Karate. Okay. Well, that's that reboot or boot or reboot.
Boot or reboot.
Now let's go to, nope.
If you want to listen to a Naming 90s Minute for this episode, go on YouTube and find our Naming 90s Minute on the next Karate Kid.
And now back to the show. All right. BuzzFeed quiz?
Yeah.
That's what we do here.
Yes, that's all we do here. We do BuzzFeed quizzes and boot or reboots.
Listen, obviously we're quitting this for a reason. I mean, the well's run dry.
It's not that we've run out of ideas. But yeah, this is a BuzzFeed quiz called, again, Cobra Kai is ending. So we know exactly which Cobra Kai character you are. Strike first, strike hard, no mercy. This is from August 31st, 2020. And you can find this in our description below, if I remember to put it there. So first question. You ready for this?
Yeah.
First, how would your BFFs describe you? That's big friendly friends.
Okay.
Smart, tough, bold, funny, creative, kind, or determined.
Or ambitious or sensitive.
Or ambitious or sensitive. Wow, I just completely stopped.
I would say, oh gosh, so many of these are true of me. And humble as well.
Absolutely.
I'll go ambitious. Let's do ambitious.
Andrew's being ambitious.
But rubbish.
I would hope you find me kind. No, I'm an asshole. Funny.
Okay, here you go. All right, moving on.
Or overly sensitive.
Choose an iconic 80s movie to reboot. Beverly Hills Cop, Heathers, Pretty in Pink, Risky Business, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, St. Elmo's Fire, The Goonies, The Outsiders, or The Breakfast Club.
Okay, so we did
boy.
watch the reboot or the revival of Beverly Hills Cop, which was Axel Foley.
That was pretty entertaining, actually.
Yeah.
And in person.
And we did, I think we picked it over the other one for Boot or Reboot when we did that, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Or at least you did. I think the iconic 80s movie to reboot here, because while I'd want to see what they would do with Fast Times at Ridgemont High, you can't do that anymore. I think the one to go with here would be Pretty in Pink, because Ducky's always a loser.
I don't really know a lot of this stuff. I think I would just redo the Goonies and just use like season 1 Stranger Things cast and just call it a day.
That's fair.
Okay.
Morally bankrupt, or not morally, out of ideas. Choose a class to attend. The art of the #selfie, the science of Harry Potter, street fighting and physics, feminism and pop culture, TikTok dancing 101, literature and 80s synth, Lego robotics, intro to karate, or vampires in cinema.
Oh boy. Oh man, this is a tough one.
What science in Harry Potter? Would not just be magic?
Yeah. Literature and 80s synth sounds kind of interesting.
Right?
I'm gonna go Lego robotics for 200, Alex.
Okay. And the answer is, these are the brand of robotics made by Lego.
Wow. How about you?
So feminism and pop culture sounds interesting, but I'm going to go with literature and 80s synth. Thank you for leaving that for me.
Choose a badass fictional character to fight alongside. Black Panther from the MCU, ripped to the max. Luke Hobbs from the Fast and Furious franchise. Wonder Woman from the Deku tree, the Great Deku tree.
Yes.
John Wick from the Equalizer franchise. No, from the John Wick franchise. Katniss Everdeen from the Hunger Games. Adonis Creed from Creed. Michael B. Jordan there. Beatrix Kiddo from Kill Bill. James Bond from the James Bond franchise. And Storm from the X-Men franchise.
Ooh, this is actually really hard. Because like James Bond's cool, but I don't think he has your back.
No.
Wonder Woman's cool, but then she might also sing "We Are the World."
She'll be tied up, and well, no, I'm not gonna make that joke.
Nope. Black Panther, also superhero, superpowered. I'm gonna take a left turn here and go Beatrix Kiddo from Kill Bill, because she one, Uma Thurman, two, she kills a lot of people pretty easily.
There are too many offensive jokes to make on this question, so I'm just gonna choose one and we can move on. I'm gonna go Black Panther. He's got that bulletproof thing going on. He's real quick, you know.
Yeah, he has, what is it, the vibranium suit?
Yeah. All right.
Wakanda forever.
Oh, your turn.
Choose your 80s power anthem. I Want to Dance with Somebody by Whitney Houston. Living on a Prayer by Bon Jovi. Take on Me by Aha. Hit Me with Your Best Shot by Pat Benatar. Don't Stop Believin' by Journey. Don't Stop Me Now by Queen. Billie Jean by Michael Jackson. Girls Just Want to Have Fun by Cyndi Lauper. And Sweet Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses.
By the way, I saw something today. I know everyone knows that I'm not a huge Beyonce fan, but it said Beyonce has surpassed Michael Jackson as the world's best entertainer of all time. And I'm like, you will just literally write anything you want on the internet. You know that, right? Like, okay. Anyway, I'm going to go with I Want to Dance with Somebody by Whitney Houston. That is a banger right there.
As your power anthem. Okay.
I played a dance remix of that at the 80s party I DJ'd a couple years back. It was
nice.
It was pretty lit, bro.
Wow. A little on the nose, Andrew. Speaking of being on the nose, segue. I think my power anthem would be Don't Stop Me Now.
Yeah, that's a good one. I always think of the sequence in Shaun of the Dead where he's throwing records at the zombies.
Yep.
Simon Pegg. All right. Choose another Netflix show to binge watch. Stranger Things, Outer Banks, Lucifer. That looks like just trash. You, Never Have I Ever, On My Block, Dead to Me, The Umbrella Academy, or Teenage Bounty Hunters?
Wow, a second thing to force you to watch something this episode. In the defense of Lucifer, I've heard it's mid.
Yeah, I've heard it's watchable.
They like in the final like episodes of the Arrowverse, they added it to the multiverse of Arrow shows. So like at some point I'll have to watch it. I'm just gonna steal the one that I would watch of these 9, which is Stranger Things.
I've actually not seen any of these.
I think you'd enjoy.
Isn't Outer Banks a remake?
It looks like it's just children. I think you're thinking of The Outer Limits.
Yeah,
you could take
right.
the same one as me if you'd prefer.
The only one I would possibly watch is Stranger Things, even though I'm resisting heavily. Okay, your turn.
Oh, there's Christina Applegate's in Dead to Me. The first season of You is apparently good. One of my exes watched that. Finally, choose something important from Cobra Kai. It's about some dude stalking some chick. Miyagi-Do Karate, the All Valley Karate Tournament, Hawk's Tattoo, LaRusso Auto Group, Miguel's Skeleton Costume, the Cobra Kai JoJo, Mr. Miyagi's 1947 Ford Super Deluxe convertible, bonsai trees, or the cement truck.
I like when it just says choose something. It doesn't even say like your favorite. Just choose one.
Something important. What is important to you from Cobra Kai?
I do love a cool old car. I do love the cheesy LaRusso Auto Group commercial. The tournament where you can just kick people in the head with reckless abandon with no sort of like sparring gear.
Children.
Hawk's Tattoo is cringy. I'm gonna go with Miguel's skeleton costume, which is a
Easter egg to win.
Yes.
William Zabka's character.
Yeah. In the other thing.
In the original movie. I'm gonna do Miyagi-Do Karate because that was what I did.
All right. Okay. I got somebody.
I also got someone that I was not expecting to get.
Okay.
Do you want me to go first? You want to go first?
I'll go first. Okay. I got Tori Schwarber.
Interesting.
I'm realistic, confident, and a little unpredictable. Like Tori, I don't open up to people very easily, but once I feel like I really know someone, I'm an open book. I'm still figuring out life and what kind of person I want to be, and while some might find me intimidating, deep down I have a heart of gold.
Just want to point out, we picked all different things except for Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Guess who I got?
Same person.
I got Tori Schwarber, paid by Peyton List. You're realistic, confident, and a little unpredictable. Like Tori, you don't open up to people very easily. But once you feel like you really know someone, you're an open book. You're still figuring out life and what kind of person you want to be. While some might find you intimidating, deep down, you have a heart of gold.
You know why they know exactly which Cobra Kai character we are? Because the only answer is Tori Schwarber. And there you have it, folks.
Yeah.
Thanks, Lauren Garafano, for that. What a waste.
No relation. I guess that's it for this week's edition of Name Me 90s. Remember, you'll find new episodes out every Monday up until the end of May. Find us on Instagram, Bluesky, and YouTube at Name Me 90s with 90s, and tell us what you want us to talk about on future episodes. If you'd like to support the show, please check out our Patreon at patreon.com/Name Me 90s, also with 90s, and send us to Vegas for our final show. Finally, you can also contact us through our website, NameMe90s.com. Please subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Audible, Miyagi-Do, Pocket Cast, CastBox, iHeart, Good Pods, and wherever you get your podcasts from. I'm Brandon. That's Andrew. Actually, no. I'm Tori Schwarber. That's Tori Schwarber, and we will catch you next time. Daniel-san.